Hi there, and welcome to the Cotswold Explorer. I'm Robin Shuckburgh, and we're exploring the wonderful region of the Cotswolds in southwest England. We've decided to revisit the centre of the region and find some hidden gems, places that are not quite so famous, but still just as beautiful. Today you find Ross, Widget, Gizmo and me in a little village called Hawling. Now this is a place you really wouldn't find unless you were looking for it. It's a beautiful and classic Cotswold gem. We're going to show you around. Come with us. Hawling is described in Pevsner's architectural guide as a rather bleak North Cotswold hamlet, once much larger, given a civilised air by Georgian additions to the church and especially the manor house, the latter faced in beautiful ashlar stone. My addition is dated as revised 24 years ago, but even allowing for that, the word bleak is not one I would use to describe this little place in the summer of 2024. It may be that trees and shrubs have grown up to shelter the place, but the impression I get is one of coziness and warmth, almost the opposite of bleak. It seems the manor house was built in about 1600 for the Stratford family, whose name reminded me of a memorable little chapel of ease in another hamlet just a few miles away, Farmcote. Evans, our constant companion in the Cotswolds for the last 7 years, describes at Farmcote Chapel the Elizabethan tomb on the north side of the altar with 2 effigies in local stone, doubtless cut by a local artist, over which are the arms of the Stratford family. My memory of the tomb is that it appears to have been made away from the chapel, and when the artist came to install it, he discovered that he'd made it too long for the space available. The effigies therefore had been cut off at the ankles. Witness, please, my unacademic approach to this job. Evans also writes that their name occurs in Nympha Librethris, or the Cotswold Muse, written by Clement Barksdale and published in 1651. Here at Hawling there is a tablet in the church to one of them, who seems to have succeeded at an early age to the family honours, for he is described as Toparka, in other words, Lord of the Manor, and after 4 happy years profitably spent at Oxford, was cut off by a fever in 1692 at the early age of 22. The manor house is now clearly much loved and beautifully kept, as is clear from a glimpse through the gates from the road. Facing the church are some very unusual elliptical windows, these inspired by an original window of similar shape in the gable of the north wing, and installed during a renovation in 1997 by Peter Yangu Associates, one of the nation's leading country house architects, conveniently based in Cirencester. Driving around this hamlet, there's a strong sense that it remains an agricultural community. The lovely farmhouses still seem to have farmyards, at least in close proximity, and frankly, I felt very much at home here. It felt the way villages did in my dim, distant youth. I hope you'll forgive me for mentioning that my day was made all the nicer by a couple in a car, stopping and greeting me in an extremely friendly way, telling me they watched the show and indeed had introduced us to their friends in the USA. I think they said they came from Sulperton. I thank them for their kindness. It's always wonderful to meet those of you who watch the channel. The Church of St Edward has a very simple interior. The windows are lovely, but unusually, all of them are clear glass. The interior is therefore bathed in natural light, and you can see the trees swaying gently in the breeze, reminding you of the beauty that lies outside. There is an 18th century chalice-shaped font with some 19th century carving at the top, and the oak pulpit is also 18th century, along with, I suspect, the cut-down pews. Outside, just south of the church, there's a lovely tea-caddy chest tomb, and the very nice lich gate is a memorial of the Great War. On this occasion, we introduce to our rather unusual and spoiled life Siona Williams, a brilliant drone pilot and camera operator who, we hope, will be seduced by the amazing surroundings in which we work to join us on occasions in the future when 2 cameras or drones are ideal. How could she possibly resist? I hope you've enjoyed our little trip around Hawling. It's really beautiful hidden away here, this fantastic little church. Plain, as you've discovered, but very nice. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can find us on all the normal platforms. And we will see you again very soon, somewhere else in the Cotswolds.